Hey everyone, welcome to Gen X Marks the Spot. This is my first official video under my new channel branding. Hope everybody enjoys it. It is still going to be your stop for true crime and dark history, but since I do way more than that, I am adding into the mix, of course, my horror movies, sci-fi, fantasy, movie reviews, pop culture, and politics, which you all know that I talk a lot about those things anyway. So it's no longer going to be just true crime and dark history, going to add in those things as well. And as a result, I didn't feel that the name was indicative of what the channel was anymore. So I just switched it up a little bit. It is called Gen X Marks the Spot because I am a Gen Xer. And so I'm a little bit more cynical maybe than we're the cynical generation, the latchkey generation. So I'm definitely a model for that. And so, with that being said, I thought I would dive in since we're getting to the spooky season. I thought I would take the focus off the election and all that mess and talk about one of my favorite subjects, horror movies. Now, I got this idea from 𝗂𝗍𝗃. Go give him some love. I'll definitely link his channel down below and up there. He did a ranking of horror movie villains, the big ones, and whether or not he would survive them. In fact, he created this tier list I'm about to use, and thank you, Cody, for that. So I am going to use his tier list. I did change a few of the things. He had some different names. I did change the top one from dead as F to dead as a duck. I try not to drop F-bombs over here if I can possibly help it, but I will say the B word. So they're my bitch. It's for the villains that I will absolutely survive and probably defeat handedly. Sorry, my cat Gremlin decided she wanted to get in on the action, so she decided to give y'all a hearty hello. But anyway, I'll try to continue on even with her in the background just a little bit. Never a dull moment around the Barkley house, let me tell you. Anyway, so with that being said, let's get into this. I have all the horror villains down below. Hopefully, you've heard of most of these. I haven't heard of a few of them, so I will tell you the ones I'm not exactly sure of. But the tiers are, they're my bitch. That means I'm going to beat them and defeat them. I got this, meaning I will probably survive and come out pretty well unscathed. Place your bets means it's probably going to be an even match. Losing limbs means I am probably going to survive, though by the skin of my teeth, and probably come out permanently scarred in some way. And then there is dead as a duck. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But let's get into it. Also, I am not going to cheat. I am going to assume that all rules of a horror movie do apply. That is, I don't always make the smartest decision, so I'm not going to say, I just wouldn't go in there, roll credits. I can't do that. I have to assume that I'm on a level playing field with anybody in a horror film, which would kind of leave it open to interpretation about whether or not I would be the final girl. So that's what I'm going to operate in. So with that being said, let's get started. First here you have Angela from Sleepaway Camp. Now this is a great horror movie that I love from the early 80s. It is very definitely a ripoff of Friday the 13th, but it is quite a ride if you haven't seen it. It's probably more infamous for its ending than anything else. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but let's just say that Angela, it's kind of a gender swap kind of thing, and there's a lot of red herrings. That is, they throw up a lot of things that would lead you to dissuade that the killer is someone else and not Angela. But in the end, she is a demented person that likes to hack up people when she gets triggered. And so that is pretty much the premise of the movie. She's not supernatural. She doesn't have superhuman strength. She's just a psychotic kid. And so with that being said, I'm going to make Angela my bitch because I'm a big girl. I probably have at least 100 pounds on Felicia Rose, who I actually love. I adore her. I've met her a couple of times. She even did an intro for my channel once upon a time. She is a beautiful girl, but a beautiful person, but I do have about 100 pounds on her, though I'm working to get the rest of that off. And there's no doubt I would make her my bitch. Angela, not Felicia. But anyway, now we have Annabelle from the Conjuring franchise. She's supernatural. She's a demon. I'm going to put place your bets. I am a Christian. I do believe in the power of Christ and that he would protect me. But I also know that I can be pretty weak-willed from time to time. So that's going to be a place your bets kind of situation, to be quite honest. Also from the Conjuring franchise, we have the Nun, also a demon, also supernatural. They're also going to come in right here and place your bets. Pennywise from It. This is a creature that plays off of your greatest fears, both children and adults. It's from a never region. It returns every 20 or so years to wreak havoc. And I'm a very high anxiety person, and I have a lot of fears. So I unfortunately think that I'm probably dead as a duck if Pennywise ever gets after me. We have the Hillbilly family, the Hillbilly Cannibal family from Wrong Turn. I got this. I'm from Appalachia. I grew up in Appalachia. I know how to handle guns. I know how to handle bows. I know how to handle knives. I could give these people a run for their money. Unless they tried to eat somebody in front of me, then I'd probably get sick, and that would give them the opportunity to get the upper hand. But I think I got this. I'm not going to make them my bitch. I'm probably going to be able to get in a few little licks and get the hell out of there. So now we have the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. I have only seen this movie once. I know it's one of Cody Leach's favorites, but I have only seen it once. And I've only seen the first one. I've heard mixed reviews about the others. But from what I saw it do to Justin Long in the first one, I'm going to say I'm probably dead as a duck. This is the only one that I can say I probably wouldn't make the same mistake as Justin Long's character did in that movie by going back down towards the Creeper. I think if I saw it once, I would get the heck out of there, but I still think probably wouldn't get away from him that first time, so I'm going to say I'm dead as a duck. This one is a little hard to tell what it is, but I think this is Billy from Black Christmas, the original Black Christmas, not that pile of crap remake they did in the 2000s. But Billy is essentially, we don't know a whole lot about Billy. Billy is just this demented person that lives in the walls or the attic of a sorority house and kills people willy-nilly. So Billy is demented among demented. And like I said, I have to play by the rules and say that I wouldn't know any more than any of the other sorority girls in Black Christmas. So I'm going to say I'm losing limbs. I think I would survive it, but I also think I'd probably get injured because I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. And if he came into my room, I might be able to get up and get away if he grabbed me, but he's going to get a pound of flesh. Probably more than that. So that's my, my, my best guess. Candyman from Candyman. Again, this is one where I may have to say that I would not be the one to say Candyman 3 or 5 times in front of a mirror, just like I've never said Bloody Mary 3 or 5 times in front of a mirror. I've heard both those urban legends. But Candyman is an urban legend come to life. He is a former African-American slave that was killed in a very terrible way. I don't want to spoil the movie for you if you haven't seen the original one from 1995. But yeah. But if I were stupid enough to conjure him up, I'm dead as fuck because Candyman is God tier horror villain. Now we have the Tall Man from Phantasm. Again, this is one I haven't seen that often, but he is a very cerebral, otherworldly type of villain. So I say I'm probably going to lose limbs with him too. Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. I'm going to do everything I can, just like Jodie Foster did, not to get on Hannibal Lecter's bad side. So I think I probably got this because, believe it or not, in my real life, I can be quite charming. I got the Southern Belle thing going on. Even though I don't think I could match wits with Hannibal Lecter, I think I could be just as nice as possible and probably interest him in one way or another that didn't involve eating me with fava beans and a nice Chianti. So I think I would probably be okay. Would I defeat Hannibal Lecter? No. I think I could just probably charm him just enough where he might let me live. And so for that reason, I would say I got this. Fred Krueger, good old Freddy from Nightmare on Elm Street. You can't beat Freddy, people. Not unless you team up with other Dream Warriors, like in Part 3. You just can't beat Freddy. You got to sleep some point. I have weird dreams anyway, and I've woken up pretty frightened by some of my dreams. So, unfortunately, I think I'm dead as a duck with Freddy. The Omen, Damien from the original Omen. Uh, I'm dead as a duck. We all are. If the Antichrist does come, we're all dead as a duck in our physical forms anyway. Now, depending on what your religious beliefs are, I believe I'll, see everybody in heaven later on. So ultimately, I'll be okay. But as far as my life here on this planet, I'm dead as a duck along with everyone else on the planet. Ghostface from Scream. Scream is my second favorite horror franchise, and I'm going to tell you what my first one is when I get to it. But it is awesome. Now, Scream, Ghostface is unique on this list because it's not one person. It's not a supernatural entity. It's just random people, usually two, except in the case of the last one, Scream 6, and Scream 3, where there was one, and the last one there was more than two. But for the most part, Scream is just copycats, random copycats of the killers in the first one. So, and if you've seen the films, you know that they run the range from really wimpy to maybe okay, but none of them are evil geniuses in any way, shape, or form. In fact, they're a little bit beta, for a lack of a better way to say it. In fact, Scream 6, the last one, was the first time that Ghostface has ever used a gun. And he didn't actually bring the gun. They got it from a store in which they were trying to kill Jenna Ortega. So, yeah, when it comes to Scream, Ghostface, I'm from the South. I'm a Second Amendment person. I've got my guns. That's the great equalizer. Any Ghostface that comes after me, I'm making them my bitch. Now on to my favorite horror franchise. And Cody Leach, if you're watching this, you're probably going, "Oh my God." I know that Nightmare on Elm Street is your favorite, but I am a Jason girl. It was Friday the 13th that got me into horror, and I will forever be grateful to that franchise for doing that. He's big, he's massive, he's relentless, and he's an undead zombie. So you can only, now he's an undead zombie. You can only hope to kill him for a while and get away this time. But being that he is just brute strength, I think I could either hide from him or fight him. But still, I'm not going to say that I would come out unscathed. I'm probably losing limbs against Jason Voorhees. Yeah, because I'm still chunky monkey. For those that don't know, I used to weigh almost 400 pounds. I'm now down or just under 250. So I've still got a ways to go. I walk every day, but I'm not a runner. So it's for that reason that I would say I'm losing limbs. Jigsaw from Saw franchise. Again, like Hannibal Lecter, I would hope that I haven't done anything that would warrant him trying to teach me a lesson. But in the event he does, I'm going to say place your bets, because it would honestly depend on what kind of trap he put me in. If it's a if it's a mind F, see, there I go, almost dropping an F bomb. If it's a mind F, I might be able to get away with it, because I think I could maybe think clearly enough to handle that. But if it's something where I had to dig something out of my own eye or something like that, I'm dead. So I'm going to say it's 50-50 depending on what kind of trap he puts me in. Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, I'm going to rank him up here the same way that I did Jason Voorhees. He's big, he's brutish, he doesn't stop. So again, I'm not going to be able to run as much as 𝗟𝗍𝗿𝗃 did in the original. I'm not going to be able to do 10 laps around the house in the woods. I'm going to give out after 1.5, if that. So I'm going to have to be prepared to either hide or fight. So I think I might survive, but I'm going to come out with something not quite right. The Miner from My Bloody Valentine. Again, not supernatural, just somebody on a revenge torrent. I think I got this. I think I could fight off the Miner if I had to. Leprechaun from the Leprechaun series. He's supernatural. He's wily, but he's also a leprechaun. He's also very small. So I'm going to say place your bets. It just depends on what kind of trickery and shenanigans he gets up to against me. Michael Myers from Halloween, and I know for a lot of people this is God tier. But again, just like Jason and Leatherface, he's just a big lumbering oaf who's just, I've either got to wear him out or hide well enough or get away. I think I'm probably losing limbs. Chucky. 𝗙𝗂𝗋𝗄𝗃. This is going to be a place your bets. I think I could hold my own against Chucky. It would just depend on if he was able to get the drop on me. And I'm going to go ahead and do Tiffany here, who is Chucky's significant other. I'm going to put I got this, not because I think Tiffany is less than Chucky, but just because Tiff and I would have it going just like this. I'm a bit of a sick, deviant mind in a way. I mean, I love true crime and that kind of thing. I think Tiff and I might see eye to eye on a lot of things. And also, unlike Chucky, she has a heart and she does still care about people. So I think, just like with Hannibal Lecter, I could make her like me enough, and it would probably be genuine because I genuinely love Tiffany, that she would just let me go. So that's why I'm saying that. However, Chucky doesn't really have a heart, and I think it would be a place your bets kind of thing if I would be able to get away from him. Norman Bates from Psycho and Bates Motel fame. Norman is a psychologically disturbed young man who believes that his mother tells him to kill and then later on becomes his mother. So I'm going to put place your bets, because it would really depend on what he does to get the drop on me. If he Janet Leighs me and hits me in the shower, I'm probably dead as a duck. If he tries to come after me like he did in the second act, I might be able to get away from him. So it's just place your bets on what kind of tricks he gets up to. Esther from The Orphan. I'm dead as a duck, because you know what? I'm that kind of person that I don't think I would be able to bring myself to suspect a child of killing, even though I study this kind of stuff. I really think she would be able to fool me and probably get the drop on me, because that's kind of how I roll. Pearl from Pearl. Now, this is one of the ones I have not seen, so I'm going to choose not to rank this, though I've heard she's quite badass, and I'm going to watch that as soon as possible. But I have not seen I have not seen Pearl or any of those movies as of yet, so I cannot make an educated analysis of this particular horror villain. Pinhead Pinhead from Hellraiser. I'm losing limbs. Not because I think I'm as smart as him or as wily as him, but I'm also not very good at puzzles, so I may not be able to solve the cube to begin with to get him to open it up. But yeah, I might be able to get away from him, but I'm coming out maimed, probably without a significant portion of my skin. So yeah. Um, The Strangers from The Strangers. I'm going to break this down because this is typically home invasion or home invasion-esque. In the second one, they were in a trailer park, and I'm probably one of the few that enjoyed the Strangers Part One. I did enjoy that. My whole family did. But these are still home invasion movies. Pretty typical. They break in, but again, I'm putting myself as a person living in that world, but in that world, I would still be Second Amendment, and I'm going to shoot them dead as soon as they come into my house. So there you go. Oh goodness, Art the Clown from Terrifier and All Hallows Eve. I'm dead as a duck. No one knows what Art is, but he is supernatural. He can't be killed, at least not that we've seen. He can be stopped and temporarily killed, but I am nothing like the most recent final Sienna in the Terrifier 2. I am nothing like her, and as she literally almost lost her life, I'm dead as a duck. I'm probably just going to surrender. So there you go. Children of the Corn. Um, One on one, I could take out Isaac. I could take out Malachi, but if they gang up on me, I'm dead as a duck. I can't fight off 100 people. So there you go. The Fisherman or Ben from Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, I'm gonna make him my bitch. I could take care of this asshole real quick. I have gotten away from a real life attacker before, and I think I could this person too. So that's what I'm going to end it with. I'm going to go ahead and take the next two together, and that is uh, Alien and Terminator from Alien versus Alien and Predator from the Alien Predator franchise. Place your bets because it would really depend on what the situation and the scenario is for the both of these. Um, if I was in the first, like in the first Predator, if I actually had military grade weapons, I could probably put up a decent fight against both of them. But if they were just in my normal thing, I'd probably be dead. So there you go. And the next one we have, of course, Annie Wilkes from Stephen King's Misery. I got this. I am going to be able to get away from her, either through playing mental games or just getting away. But like I said, I have about 100 pounds on the character, so I think I could fight her off if push came to shove. So I got this. Firefly family from Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy. That is House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. Again, if they all teamed up on me, I'm dead as a duck. And then if they didn't, the one on one, I'm probably losing a limb. So I'm just going to take the average of those and say I'm losing a limb because these are sadistic, awful people. We have The Thing from The Thing. I'm dead as a duck just based on what The Thing can do. I've only seen John Carpenter's The Thing 3 times. I have a better frame of reference to the X-Files episode Ice that was based on it, but based on the fact of what I saw, I'm dead as a duck with The Thing. Critters, they're my bitch. I'm gonna take care of these little assholes real quick. And Jaws from Jaws. They're my bitch, or I got this. I'm gonna say I got this because putting myself in the world of Jaws, there was even the hint of a shark attack. Even if the authorities opened up, I'm not going in the ocean. I will say that. So there you go. So I'm not going to do Pearl. I'm not exactly sure who this is. I tried to figure it out. So based on that, it's probably a movie I haven't seen, being that I don't know who it is. So I'm just going to leave that there. But that is my ranking of who I would survive, where I would be dead as a duck, where I'm surviving but losing limbs. It's a toss-up 50-50. I got this, and they're my bitch. So there you go. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back really soon. And until next time, Gen X marks the spot.